Hello and welcome to another edition of Inside Personal Training Business. So tonight or today we have Elsie in the studio, Gervasio, the Gloria. As usual, we're gonna bring you some news, some new ways to deal with your business, and so I believe that you're gonna be learn how you can approach more clients, how you can take your business to the next level. So Elsie, thank you for coming. Thank you very much for joining.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. So it did take time, but I really appreciate you coming up and bring some special questions for our listeners. Yeah, fantastic. Cool. Elsie, okay, just to start with, would like to share with us what made you decide to become a self-employed personal trainer?
Well, I've been doing my fashion degree, which took me 4 years, and during those 4 years I found myself spending more and more time at the gym, researching about training and exercise and weightlifting and nutrition, and it occurred to me that I was far more interested in fitness and nutrition than I was in fashion design. So after I finished my degree, I decided to retrain as a personal trainer, and I decided to go down a self-employed avenue because it just works better for me. I like to be in control, I like to be able to say who, when, how much, and I didn't want to feel like I was owned by gym or any other kind of overriding brand, and I wanted to be able to sort of make my work my own and bring a personal sort of feel to it and have a personal approach, and just be able to make as many of the decisions as possible for myself. So that's why I decided to go down the personal training sort of down the self-employed avenue.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I believe that's one of the ways that kind of not many people have the courage to become self-employed, and I admire that.
It's difficult because it's never going to be steady money. You never know exactly how much you're going to bring in each month. But as long as you stay on the ball, and you sort of can pretty much estimate what's going to happen to an extent, and you can have contingency plans and keep a buffer in your business account, it can work out really well.
So that's the way to go. Absolutely. That's one of the things that kind of motivated me also to become a self-employed, because I found myself after finishing my degrees, like I found I was fine, I had to seek for time to do my exercise,
right. Yeah.
And find time to do some work. So I decided, how can I make that as my work and get paid for it? So that's what I decided, and here we go. Cool. So for today we got a few questions that we're going to be taking on. So would you like to share us with those questions?
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you about client recruitment in the personal training industry and most effective and efficient ways to recruit new people without coming across as too intimidating or too pushy. So it's basically to do with the sales side of it. So the first thing I was going to ask you, would you agree that the vast majority of gym users would benefit enormously from training with a PT as opposed to training alone?
Absolutely. I would agree with they would benefit a lot having a personal trainer. It's like having a mentor. You know, if you have someone that's going to mentor what to do, how to do it, and in a quick and in fast way to get your results, definitely it's going to benefit you a lot. Yeah, they would benefit a lot by
and
having
also, my feeling is that people put themselves at risk of injury, either repetitive strain injury or worse. Also, they risk putting lots of effort into the wrong kinds of exercises which aren't specific for their needs. They also can waste a lot of time sort of loitering and procrastinating in the gym, sort of deciding what to do. If a trainer's already got it mapped out, tweaked a perfect program for you, they can make sure that every minute you spend in there is beneficial, get the most out of it. So.
Well spent it, absolutely, definitely.
Okay. What reasons do you think a gym user who does not use a PT would give for their choice to train alone? So obviously a lot of people don't like personal trainers, they avoid us like the plague, they see us coming, they run away. What do you think that's about?
I believe it's like, it goes back probably as like when we were a child, we wanted to know that we can do things by ourselves. We want to know that we can push to a certain level. So we want to have that kind of freedom to like, let me do it. Just show like, okay, I'm confident doing this, I can do it by myself. So a certain time they probably tend to go in that way, and then when they find that they can't do by themselves, and then they kind of need help. So and then that's where they come to the PT and say, can you help me? Or you, as a personal trainer, you can approach them and say, look, you're really not progressing much, so you may gonna need it. I had a case with one of the clients that I recruited. They take him around 6 months to recruit him because they say, no, I want to do the exercise by myself. So by every month, I keep persist with him and show him how well it was.
So you stalked him around the gym.
I know what. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
We don't do that.
Yeah, I didn't stalk him, but what happens is I kept measuring him, so I kept track how well it was progressing. For the period of 6 months, every month I probably measure him once a month, so I get to see. And then I compare with someone else that was training that was achieving great progress. So I asked him, imagine in a 6 month, if you haven't achieved much, imagine that person that has a personal trainer, how much they achieve. What will be like the next 6 months? So that kind of make him realize that I really need help, definitely. So it's a matter of being patient and persistent, yeah. Some people, they just want to train by themselves, but
those two have to come together. If you're persistent without being patient, it's just off-putting and pushy. So yeah, you have to be a perfect combination of the two. Yeah, I'd agree with that. What would you say are the most common reasons for not using a PT? So would you say it's to do with financial, or that kind of obsessive compulsive, I can do it on my own, or do you think people are afraid of being pushed too hard and it being painful?
I believe that's both the last two.
Yeah.
So they kind of feel like, oh no, it's gonna push me too hard, and then I won't be able to walk, or I will walk funny. And that's one reason. The other is going to be because, financial, they probably just imagine, oh no, a personal trainer is going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they just put out of the case without even know how much does it cost.
Yeah.
So put like, out of the case, no, don't need a personal trainer because it costs a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other reason that I believe that they probably don't want it to have is just like, sometimes they feel embarrassed in a way what the other person is going to say. Oh, can't you train by yourself? You need to train with a trainer.
They're worried about being judged.
Exactly, that is the case. That is the case.
But would you agree, it's something I've noticed, that on the whole, that kind of I know best, I know what I'm doing, I don't need any help kind of attitude, I've found that a lot more with men. It might be because I'm a female trainer, and a lot of men assume that a female trainer is going to be no good for them, which is rubbish. But I don't find it so much with women. I find that they're a bit more open to accepting help.
Yeah.
And all right then, yeah, show me how I should be doing this correctly. And with the men, like, no, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing, even when they clearly don't. Would you agree that's, to an extent, that's probably true?
Yeah, absolutely. It goes more for men. Yeah. For women, they are like, okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah, show me where you work. How can you help me? And then I'll decide.
They're a bit more pragmatic about it. They're like, well, if this professional is offering me some help, perhaps I should take it rather than worrying about my ego. Yeah, okay, I agree.
Absolutely.
It's nice to have a male trainer agree with that. So,
completely.
Which methods have you used to recruit clients since you started as a personal trainer? So you've mentioned about giving regular body stats to someone and measuring them on a regular basis until they relented after 6 months. Anything that's had a more immediate impact?
Immediate impact. I mean, basically, I use the same method. Like, I keep measuring them. On the first time that I kind of meet them, I get to measure them. So on that part, I take them to the second stage, which is after the measurement, I set them a goal, what they want to achieve, and by when. So that is where I lock them in, because I get to see, where they are and where they want to go. Through that, set up a goal. On the process of set up a goal, I keep asking a few questions. Why they want to achieve their goal, by when, how important is that goal for them, and what will happen if they achieve the goal, what will happen if they don't achieve. So you get to feel exactly where they stand and what are the barriers that can stop them to achieve that goal. So you get to see exactly where they stand. So once they answer all these questions, you already got them, because they already put a lot involved, not just physical but emotional as well.
Yeah, when they see it on paper or on a screen, it really formalizes it. Makes it more tangible. So like, oh yeah, I can see these figures aren't changing. These figures are changing, but they're going in the wrong direction.
Definitely. And then after doing so, I tend to compare with some of the people that I've trained before that achieved the same results that they want. I suppose that if I have someone that wants to lose weight, so I get to measure them and I say, look, I got someone that did take 5 weeks to lose 5 kilos. Here's that example of that person. If it's something that you want to achieve, in that case, they just get to see, oh, and then that person know. They get to feel like I can help them and make my work so much easier.
Okay.
So the best that I can do, the best I do is just try to get time to sit down with them for half an hour. That makes it easier for me to convince them that I can train them. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so do you think that's the most effective? I was going to say, which one or two of these methods have been the most effective? It sounds like it's that, isn't it?
Exactly.
Consistently sort of taking their measurements, showing them, you know, their progress on a screen. They can see charts, they can see the red line changing, the yellow line changing. There's one for body fat, one for total weight, one for muscle mass. You've got that same colour code.
Same colour, yeah. Exactly.
And yeah, goal setting. Goal setting, so yeah,
goal setting in, and you just get to someone that achieved the same results or testimonial that can spread, they can talk by themselves, and then they like relate to that person. Yeah, makes it so much easier.
Okay. Do you use the floor walking technique, so randomly approaching gym users in the hope of recruitment? And if yes, can you give some examples of conversation starters or icebreakers that you might use that you find effective?
Yes.
Like, in a way, it's cold approaching, but I guess it's warm approaching really, because they've already come into the gym, and you are a professional and can give professional advice in the task at hand.
Okay.
So it's not like a cold phone call. But what sort of icebreakers do you generally use?
I use different ones. So I get the method I'm trying to use mostly is like I try to look at the environment, what they're doing, and then comment about it.
Okay.
So let's suppose that if someone's going to go to the scale and check their weight, so I get to ask them, is it gaining more or less? Are you gaining more weight or are you losing more weight? Whatever answer they give me, and I got a part to start a conversation. That's one way. And then the other way, if someone, for example, is in a walking or doing a free weight exercise, is just going, you get to see the person, if they look defined, and you can say, oh, it looks like you've been training hard for quite a long time. And I get them like this sense of like, feel good, yeah, I'm doing a good work, so someone noticed, so they feel good, and then they get to talk. Oh no, I just start training, or oh yes, I'm not really training hard, and then you can start a conversation. How come you're not? Yeah, and that is another way. If they are on the cardio machine, like a cross trainer, for example, just go to the cross trainer and just make fun of them and say, oh look, I'm gonna be racing with you for now. For the next half an hour, you won't move. We're gonna be doing this together. Okay. So kind of make it a bit more fun.
So yeah, sort of have a sort of light approach to it. Yeah. I guess you need to be professional and try and make a judgment call as to whether or not this person's going to want to be approached and what's the appropriate thing to say. I mean, if someone came up to the scales, you wouldn't just say, who ate all the pies or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because that could get us in trouble. So,
Completely.
Right. Okay.
On certain occasions, you get to find some people that say, no, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've found people they're just not, and they could be doing something ridiculous in the gym, something that's dangerous, ineffective, and a waste of time. And you're trying to help them, and they're just not having any of it. And at the end of the day, that's their problem.
That's the problem. Just sometimes you just kind of say, oh, make fun. Oh, that's interesting. How come? Are you tired or you getting out of the breath? So you just try to make
that's
that
interesting.
comment.
Why are you jerking your back? That's an interesting way of doing it. I never thought of doing it like that. Okay. What approaches have you found to be ineffective in terms of breaking the ice and approaching people?
That is a good...
What's made people go running for the hills? Personal trainer, get me out of here.
Yeah, I mean, the one I found that doesn't work is the one that you go and just approach the person and say, hi, my name is Gervasio, I'm just a new personal trainer at the gym. So basically in that case, they're just like, oh no, I'm not you, I want to run. Yeah, okay. Definitely that makes them feel scared of you and run away. Yeah. And the others like, say, hi, how are you doing today? So that also, if you can avoid those kind of approach, avoid the maximum that you can, because you're not going to get much out of it. If you get some response, you will, but it's not going to go further because they're just like, okay, I'm in a rush, I'm doing my training. Yeah, so if you need to find something else, read the environment that you're in and just approach.
Okay. Yeah, I've only recently, sort of become aware of that. I mean, the other day I approached a girl who was just coming to the end of her session on the treadmill, and she was on the treadmill for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
It's quite a while. So it's obviously more than a warm-up. So I thought she must be training for a 10K if she's been on there that long. So I waited for her to stop, and I went, gosh, you were on there for ages.
Yeah.
And so it was very relevant to, and then, you know, before I knew it, this girl signed up and bought a load of sessions off me. So I started a conversation about the fact that she was doing a 10K, and I was right, she was doing a 10K, so get me. And yeah, she's turned out to be a great client, she's really getting results. So I think you're right, it's much better to look at the environment they're in, choose something that's relevant to the market, going, hey, I'm new here, or hey, I'm a personal trainer.
Hi, definitely that won't take you much.
That's going to piss them off if they're trying to have a workout. So.
Same like if you find someone on the street, if they say, hi,
Yeah.
hi, I'm new. Sometimes they probably won't pay much attention, but if you go straight away to the conversation, they probably stop and they pay attention to what you have to say.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can introduce yourself. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. How do you usually close the deal when you're persuading someone to take you on as a PT? So you've done all this we've talked about so far, you've discussed training with them, you have convinced them personal training is the way to go. For whatever reason they're umming and ahhing that it's financial, how do you close the deal?
How do I close the deal? I mean, that comes now natural in one way, because after proper practice quite a lot. So through the same process, I take them to the measurement. After the measurement, I present them, I set them a goal, how we're going to achieve the goal, by how long this is going to take.
Right.
And then by the end of setting the goal setting, I just mentioned to them, okay, in order for you to achieve that goal, you may gonna need some help. Can you do that by yourself?
Yeah.
Whatever answer they're gonna say, oh yes, I can. So how? So I get to answer that, so they get to answer,
Okay. Right.
respond. If they say no, and I say, cool, here's what we can do. That person, for example, I got a testimonial for someone that achieved a good result, and say, that person trained with me for the last 3 months, here's the result that they achieved.
Yeah.
So if you really want the same results, that probably going to be the same steps that we're going to need to take for you to achieve that result.
Okay.
Without which days that you want to train, I don't give them much a chance to ask, do you want or do you don't want? Which day that you want to train. So I'm assuming.
So it's an assumptive close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming they already want to train.
Yeah.
So which day that you want to train? If they decide, oh, I only can train once a week or whatever, so I just okay. But they probably are going to ask the price.
Yeah.
How much does it cost? So I give them 2 options on the price.
Okay.
One is a 45 minutes session, and one is 60 minutes session.
Okay.
So based on those 2, the price kind of vary.
Okay.
So for example, let's suppose for 45 minutes, £50, for 1 hour, £65.
Okay.
So whatever they decide, so okay, give them the 2 options. Most likely they tend to go for the low price.
Yeah.
But still for 45 minutes, go for £50 and say, okay, those are the days that we're going to train. Which one that suits you best? And I try to keep them, whatever they're going to say, and I try to keep them earlier, at the beginning of the week instead of the end of the week. Because just in case if there's a cancellation or any change, I can reallocate
Got more
them.
slots later in that week, so you still end up with the same number of paid sessions in the week, even if you have to move things around a little bit in terms of the day.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. I'm getting pins and needles in that foot, so I'm going to put that down there.
Cool. Yeah.
That's it for my questions.
No, definitely. That was interesting. Elsie, some interesting questions. I believe that those questions going to be benefiting a lot of trainers out there. If you just start, if you just want to improve your personal training business and make changes the way you're approaching your business, definitely that's why we're here for, to help you. Anything else that you would like to focus on or to change or to talk about that would benefit other trainers out there?
At the moment, I've become increasingly aware of the fact that for a personal trainer, keeping oneself in top shape is massively beneficial when it comes to client recruitment and client retention. And I used to be of the feeling that sometimes it worked in a personal trainer's favour to not be in especially good shape because you might come across as less intimidating and a bit more human. I've now concluded, after 4.5 years in this job, that that's not really the case. That seldom works, and you're much better off being in the best shape you possibly can be, because you need to be an inspiration to your clients. You can't say do as I say, not as I do. And more importantly, you will be more confident. So when it comes to walking the floor or attempting to recruit clients or closing the deal, you're going to be much more confident when it comes to selling yourself and, you know, trying to list the benefits of personal training and of your abilities and your help. You know, it's going to come from someone who clearly is taking on their own advice. So that's been in my head a lot recently. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. A personal trainer in good shape, you know, clients are going to go, that's what I want, much more chance of success.
Absolutely.
That might sound a bit obvious, but it's a lot of trainers don't think that way. So
sometimes
I think it is really important to sort of remind yourself how important that is.
Sometimes need to be reminded. We need to be reminded about the things that we need to do, the things that we have to do to achieve what we really want. Yeah, and then the other things that I believe that's gonna help a lot if you believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. Definitely, be in good shape and believe in what you're doing, and believe that you're gonna be delivering results to that person or the person that you train. Because if you don't believe in that, they won't believe in you, and also your chance to recruit them is gonna vanish. So you need to be aware of that and your belief, where you stand with your belief. It's up here or up there. So wherever you are, keep watching this show, because we're gonna have different programs, different questions, different ways that you can approach your personal training business and make you better. Thank you very much for joining, and Gervasio and Elsie in the studio for your support. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.